Hello everyone and welcome back to one of my reviews for you guys today. And here I'm giving my latest review for the latest video game within the Gears of War franchise of Gears of War 5. I wanted for me at least to give my mind some time of real development, about a few weeks, because I played the game at least twice now, all the way through, and I played some multiplayer and other things. And overall, my review. What did I think of Gears of War 5 as a massive Gears of War fan myself? Well, I gotta say, it's definitely a worthy installment. In this video game, you play, at least takes place about a year or so later after Gears of War 4. And of course, you're focusing on JD, Dell, and Kate, and seeing how they're showing what's happening with them right now. Again, I don't give too much away because the story is so fascinating and interesting and really kind of wide-eyed, because looking back, even though I still really do really love Gears of War 4 for various reasons, I don't think I did play it safe. I feel like what made Gears of War 4 so good, and with it, even though its weaknesses, is exactly some reasons in my mind for why The Force Awakens works. However, I can't get into it right now because I'm just focusing on this. But in Gears of War 5, what they do so well is that they really make these new characters stand out well. They really do focus on them, their growth, their development, their relationship, how they test it, and how they are really pushed to the limits. And it's just a really captivating game in how it really grows and pushes the story boundaries. Because as a Gears of War fan, it always seemed like they put the story first and multiplayer second. On these actions, things where they keep all these action little bits of video games as a secondary objective for them, where they keep the story, the canonicity, and the characters being the foreground for these games. You don't want to play it as a blank slate, of course. So in these games, you feel a genuine sense of motive, love, and growth with these characters. There's reasons why we love the growly matchup badassery of these characters of Baird and Dom and Marcus and Coltrane and all these other great characters, Hoffman, Ty, Lieutenant Ming Kim, all these great characters from the first 4 to 5 Gears of War games. And finally, I feel like these characters are, in the new generation of Gears, they're really stepping up. JD is becoming such an interesting character in himself, and for how he's going through the storyline in this game. In Gears of War 4 is very much focused on Dell and his, not Dell, JD and how he dilemmas with his father, where KD and Dell were just kind of in the back. Well, in this film, all three are being tested individually. Dell is that stagnant friend who's always there. KD is really being tested with her own history and story, and how that is really captivating for it. Because again, that's all really good about her background, because she's really the main focus in this game. Where in this film, as I said, in contrast to Gears of War 4, where they played him very much as a stoic, cool character, which I really like, because he's very leader-like. He's very mature, really powerful, because, really, for goodness sake, he's the same actor who played Spartacus in the TV show, Liam McIntyre, and he really does lend so much of a charming, almost demeanor, confidence, nuance to this word. In this film, they really do paint him so much more weirdly, but it's ultimately for the better, because you want to see these characters really being tested within their own right. And that's what you got to do with sequels in the first place. You need to make a reason for them to really understand why they work. And in this game, where there's war, only the strong survive. So you really see it really happening, growing all around you with this multiplayer and these layers and these beautiful landscapes of this game, where you get to begin the skiff and the snowy mountain ranges, and then another part, I forgot the name of the area, but you're running around in this dirt that's all red, and it's gorgeous. That part there, where you're helping the old character from Gears of War Judgment, Paddock, is my favorite part of the game. It's so beautiful, it's so vast. I love the epicness. I remember when I first played in that snowy mountain range area, I forgot the name of it. I believe that actually ties. Okay, shit, I just realized I almost went to spoiler there, because I really don't want to hit that. But what really, I just love these landscape moments. And we'll get these what really makes this a really interesting Gears of War game is that, again, it shows the breadth. It shows the enormous degree of this world, and it adds more lore to this new generation that I find so much more appealing now. When revisiting both Gears of War 4 and 5. And granted, while the overall length of the game may not be much, like there's 4 selective chapters in this game, I still feel like I got my money's worth. Granted, I do think it's just as long as Gears of War 4 and Gears of War. Well, I feel like Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 3 are the longest. Gears of War 2 is still my favorite Gears game. Overall, I do feel like, this is just another great addition by really testing these characters with some really sharp writing. I really enjoy this environment of the planet Sera being more developed within the COG and the Coalition, and everything just being pushed to another level. It felt like Gears of War 4 was kind of like The Force Awakens, because it's like a rebranding of a new era with a new generation. This is kind of like The Empire Strikes Back. Everything is just being stepped up. These characters are being challenged in the right, smartest, and most important ways. The threat is fast, unique, and really oncoming. There's a twist in here which I never saw coming, because again, smart marketing, because of really smart marketing and how it didn't overly indulge in anything like that. Although, which allowed the game to creep up to me until like the last week. I was like, oh yeah, shit, this game's coming out. But overall, I thought Gears of War 5 was just a really great game. And while this isn't my favorite Gears of War game, for me, out of all of them, for me, it's still Gears of War. The first 3 are so tight knit for me. But in the end, Gears of War 5, or Gears 5, I feel a sneeze coming. It's not, I don't feel it. For me, it's just such an interesting world-building game that really has some sharp writing and really knows how to make you care for these characters once again. And again, the controls are excellent, of course, because this game is only on the Gears of War games are only on the Xbox, and of course I have this on the Xbox One. As well, you can play the original Gears of War games, not on the original Xbox 360, but the Xbox One as well, which I do as well. And let me just tell you that, overall for me, Gears of War 5 is a really great game. While there is a couple of glitches I've found at times, I do find some of the upgradings for Jack, in my opinion, are a bit repetitive overall. And although I did really like that change and the new type of bosses you come across, some of them are really fucking annoying. But that's kind of the point, because I got my ass kicked so many times, and I died 10 times in total at one point. It still challenges you properly within a good sense of tension and build, and clever world building and great characters. And I'm gonna give Gears of War out of let's say 5 controller systems. I'm giving Gears of War 5 4.5. It's a really great game. It's definitely even though it's not, I would definitely say this is one of the top 4 best Gears of War games in my view. And let me tell you, unlocking the Terminator robot, and unlocking what's his name? That fighter from Guardians of the Galaxy, Dave Bautista. That was a great little addition, considering he himself is such a big fan. So for me, it's Gears of War 5. If you're a Gears of War fan, I would totally recommend it. It's a super fun game. Till then, everyone, I really do hope you enjoyed my review. As always, thank you for watching, and remember, stick to the code of the gear. Have your Lancer with you as always. Until then, soldier on. Peace.